Please wait. It's not starting actually. Okay. To give my presentation. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to share my desktop so that you are able to see my presentation. So students, are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your response. Yeah, thanks for your response, guys. So the subject name we are going to discuss and its code is UDIT 010, and the subject name is ethical hacking and cyber security. So the topic we discussed yesterday is cyber threats. So today's class also we are going to see the continuation of the previous class topic. It is what we are going to discuss. So the agenda, the first one, attendance at the start and end of the session, introduction about the faculty, then etiquette to follow, learning objectives and outcome, recap of previous class, introduction about the topic, explanation about the topic, summarization, Q&A, feedback if any. This is what the session plan. So as per our agenda, I am moving for the attendance. So students, please unmute your audio so that you are able to mark your presence. Answer attendance, Adarsh, Akash, Jaysurya, Mageshwaran, Azhar,
Present, sir.
Shoaib,
Present, sir.
Aravind, Varanraj,
Present, sir.
Rajit Kumar, Mining,
Present, sir.
Pavendran,
Present, sir.
Antonio,
Present, sir.
Vishnu, Ardra,
Present, sir.
Noel,
Present, sir.
Hari, Nitish Balaji,
Present, sir.
Ravavender, Sri Veeramani, Shubham,
Sir.
Yogeshwaran,
Yes, sir.
Shivaguru,
Present, sir.
Aniruddha, Krishna Kumar,
Present, sir.
Omkar,
Present, sir.
Ranjit Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Januj,
Present, sir.
Yadudev,
Present, sir.
Ashton Kelly,
Yes, sir.
Kamlesh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ashton, yes, sir.
Ashton, okay, Kamlesh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, Milan Magato,
Present, sir.
Suraj, Pradeep,
Yes, sir.
Shobit,
Yes, sir.
Vijay,
Yes, sir.
Sir, Vishnu is present, sir.
Vishnu, okay, okay, brother, noted. So getting back to our slide, introduction about myself, Netiquits, learning objective and outcome. So far we discussed so many times. So I'm going to skip those things at all. And then I'm coming back to the next one, that is recap of our previous session. So before getting into that, I want to confirm that am I audible, students, to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, bro. Thanks for your response. So last class we discussed about, we started the topic cyber threats. So in that I somewhat gave some outline about the cyber threats. What are the cyber possibility threats available under cyber environment or cyber space? That is what we discussed in the last class. So the cyber threat means it is the threat which is going to damage the computer, or in other words the machines. That is what it's going to destroy. Students, I am hearing some audio. Please unmute your, please mute your audio, pa. Yeah, thanks, pa. So that is what the cyber threat. So there is no proper definition for cyber threats at all. Maybe we can tell literally as a damage being done, that is the data can be stolen with the help of TTP, that is tactics, techniques, and procedures. That is what the cyber threat. So two personalities define the cyber threats under cyber environment on two different years. That is one person defined in 2012 and another person in 2016. So the first person in 2012, that is Roger, defined 5 cyber threats available under cyber environment, because it is changing day by day, year by year. That is what. So the in 2012, there are only 5 cyber threats available under cyber environment. The first one is social engineered trojans, then unpatched software, then phishing, then network traveling worms, and then advanced persistent threats. And In the 2016, the scenario gets upside down. There are only two cyber threats available, but it's a very powerful thing. That is according to Bob Gorley. He stated, he released one video. So in that video, he discussed only two environments which is going to be vulnerable under cyber environment. So those two areas are IoT, that is Internet of Things, and then exploitation of our data. That is the data stored in the mobile, desktop, laptop, anywhere. In some cases, cloud also. So these are the things. But in recent days, the threats available under the cyber environment are so many things. That is phishing, trojans, botnets, ransomware and DDoS, intellectual property theft, theft of money, spyware or malware, then MIT, a man in the middle, then unpatched software. So these are the things recently we are facing under cyber environment. Up to this only, I stopped yesterday. So today we are going to see the continuation of the same topic, cyber threats, and I am going to put a small video. So the next one is, what are the common sources of this cyber threats? Some common spaces or common sources are nation states or national governments. So nation states or national governments, in the sense, the government itself using this hacking technique to intrude into another government personal details, because each and every government having some personal details regarding to the protection of the particular country. For example, if the particular country intruding to another country military forces data, then the particular country knowing all the details, where the protection is done, where it is going to be done, what are the steps they are going to do, like that, all the details can be hacked by the government. So governments also doing the same thing. Example, China. The China at present performing the same thing only. Then next one, terrorist. So terrorist is also one of the possibility of sources. They are also part of it, because they want to know the move of the country or police personnel. Then next one, industrial spies. That is what in the previous class I told one example. Two thick friends are working in two different organizations. That is, for example, IT sector, TCS and CTS, means they are sharing the project information, also means there is a vulnerable going to happen by the same person, or that particular person going to discuss the same thing with the third person, means that third person going to make a prey of any one of the friends. That is what the industrial spies. So most probably it happens in IT sector and in research sector also, because the another one person formulas want to get known by the another person without inventing the newer one. They are going to hack the particular formula, they are going to make up some modification or manipulation, and then they are going to release as a new one. That is what the industrial spies. Then organized crime groups. Organized crime groups, in the sense, we are not sure with that people whether they are the activist or the normal human being, normal person. We don't have, we doesn't know the differentiation at all. I will tell the example. Nowadays banking personnel or bank personals also involving or indulging this hacking or phishing activities. That is why banking frequently giving a message emails like, no, if anyone asking an OTP, don't share OTP with the anyone, including the bank personnel. It is bank persons also. That is what the message is stated in emails and text messages by the banking sectors, because those people, uh, we may believe, because they are the actual persons, banking persons. So we may have a belief, if your account gets changed, if your address want to change, if your mobile number want to change, or you can, it's a fun. So tell or told by the banking personnel, you can have a belief in that person, and we can relieve, sorry, we can release all our OTP or details, everything. So those people are comes under this organized crime groups. Then next one, activities and hackers. So activities means some person doing a hacking as a hobby. They are not going to harm or do anything to the society or to the individuals. They are having a hobby of hacking. For example, they're going to hack one person Gmail login ID or Facebook login ID for 1 hour, and then they will release. So it is a hobby. Those persons comes into the category called activist. And hackers, they are doing the hacking job as a full time. So they are going to hack the login username and password, or banking username password, and making a transactions and demanding the money, monetary thing from any persons like that. They are the full time workers. That is hackers. Then whatever we discussed in industrial spice, the same thing comes under business competitors. The same thing only. So these are the various possibility of maybe sources of cyber threats. Then next thing, three things we want to discuss, and then afterwards we are going to see a small video. So the first one, threat intelligence. So threat intelligence means this is what the role of the ethical hacker comes into the picture. Students, are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks for your response. So threat intelligence means the job done by the ethical hacker or a white hat hacker, in other words. So threat intelligence, in the sense, the ethical hacker going to monitor all the activities going within the organization, that is within the limit and beyond the limit. Within the limit, he or she know the possibilities, maybe the security architecture, server architecture, procedures. Those are the things he or she want to look it up. But beyond the limit is the very toughest one. In addition to the normal procedures, he or she want to think everything and every possibilities of attack. That is what the threat intelligence. The ethical hacker going to do beyond the limit job in order to prevent the cyber threat within the organization. That is coming into the organization. That is what the threat intelligence. Then next one, uh, for making a compliance, if any organization available, means there are so many organizations available. Example, two organizations I will tell. So if any cyber threats attack happen to any individual or happen to any organization, or some cases governments also, they are going to give a compliance or file a complaint on two organizations. More organizations. Example, I'm going to tell two organizations. The first organization name is first itself, FIRSE. That is Forum or Forum for Incident Response. F stands for Forum, O stands for, sorry, not I stands for incident, and R stands for response. And then S stands for security, T stands for teams. So Forum for Incident Response and Security teams. That is what the expansion of first. So this is also one of the organization we want to make a make a compliance. Then the second one, MAPP, that is Microsoft Activity Protection Program. That is what MAPP. So these are the two organizations available to make or to file a complaint. Then next one, the main thing, cyber security index or a threat level indicator. It means there is one threshold, or there are some thresholds we want to fix it up, because we want to classify the attack of attack of thread, whatever happens in inside the organization or to an individual. We want to have a threshold. So with the threshold only, we are going to take some actions. Whatever the thing following our normal routine life only, the same thing we are going to follow in the cyber threats also. So that can be named the cyber security index or threat level indicator in other words. So there are four levels available. The first level is guarded, second level is elevated, third level is high, and fourth level is critical. So the first level, in the sense, guarded. Guarded means you are somewhat you can protect your own data, maybe as an individual or organization. The second one, elevated. Elevated in the sense, it goes to the next level. That is, you want to give some attention or concentration to the threat attack within the organization. That is what the thing elevated. Then the third one, high. So high means you want to give or you want to pay more attention. Then at the last level, critical. So critical, you want to take immediate necessary actions. So there are three classifications in the threats. So the first one, analyzing portion. So analyzing portion in the sense, you want to understand the threat, you want to analyze the threat. What are the possibilities of attack? That is what understanding and analyzing the threat. Then after that, there is a second technique called prevention. So after understanding all those things, you want to prevent you from the attack. That is what the prevention. Then the third one, after prevention, you want to make a detection. Though we are having a much securable environment, there is also some possibility of attack. So we are moving to the next one, that is detection. So detecting the threats, whether it is available or not. Maybe we can have a hope, but we want to make a small checkup within the organization or as an individual. That is what the thing. Next one, deduction. So the last one, after deduction, if there any attack inside your organization or attack inside your devices, any of your devices, the last portion is action. That is immediate action you want to take. That is what. So first one, you want to understand, you want to analyze the threats. There is a possibility of threat. The next one, prevention. You want to make a prevention before it gets attacked to you. Then after that, deduction, somewhat you want to make the deduction. Then the last one is the action taken. Just like in our normal day-to-day life routine, we are very secure in order to protect ourselves from any diseases or any ill. But some cases we may feel a drowsy feel or a fever feel, or cold, cough, anything maybe. Maybe we are very secure. Some attacks, some medical attacks are possible in our day-to-day normal routine. So before getting into that, we want to make a prevention. So that is what the understandability and analyzing after that prevention. So though we prevent all those things, some cases we want to make a checkup whether I am okay or not okay. In the medical environment, I'm speaking. So after detection, if there any illness found, we want to take the immediate action. That is what the last part under cyber threat, that is action taken portion. So we can tell the percentage that is guarded comes with the percentage of 10 percentage. Then elevated comes with the percentage of 30, high comes with the percentage of 70, and critical it is 100 percentage. So guarded is the starting. So some attack happened or going to happen. That is what guarded. Then elevated, the next level in the sense attack already happened and some of the data gets stolen. Then high, most of the data are not found. Critical, all the data gets vanished. That is the ransom. So this is what the cyber security index. With that classification only, we are going to take some actions. This is what. So up to this, I conclude the lecture, and we are moving back to a small videos. So two videos so three videos I'm having. So I will play. In the intermediate, I will stop it and explain. So is it visible to everyone, Pa?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. 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 Fine. So this video going to explain the cyber threat we are facing in a day-to-day life. So this warfare attack only I told national, governments also taking part into this hacking. So after attacking all the, I mean after knowing all the details, hacking all the details of another country government, they are going to attempt a war. So after knowing all those things, there is no way to strengthen the particular military forces or the particular that is sprayed country. That is what the warfare. So the second one, espionage. That is, you are going to steal the data of some particular person, most probably, and some cases the governmental informations also. The third one is cybercrime. So this is for the last portion. So whom you are going to make a complaint or register complaint? That is what I told the two organizations, First and MAPP. That is MAP. That is what the two organizations. There are more organizations. Specifically, these two organizations are making an attempt for the day-to-day cyber threats. So there are in this video the three cyber threats discussed. So espionage, warfare, and then cyber crime. So apart from that, we discussed so many things. So those threats, that is I told year wise, 2012, 2016, and then 2020. The 19 to 20, we are facing this much of threats under the cyber environment, like that we discussed. So the day-to-day life, the threats gets increased. So those threats are available under cybersecurityindex.org. So if you want, you can go and search there. I will tell the link. Cybersecurityindex.org. So this is what the URL. So in that URL, you can go and check the detailed list of available attacks, cyber attacks. What are the possible cyber attacks, that is cyber threats available in the current cyber environment? Okay, so they are collecting the survey from the users, and in turn they are updating the threats available in the market right now in the present scenario. That is what the primary work of this cyber security index.org. Okay, well. So this is what the first video, and in the second one, yesterday itself I told that I want to discuss about the botnet. So I will play the second video, that is botnet. Is it visible, Pa? Students, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. I will continue. So, what is the thing in this video discussed means botnet is also another type of malware. It can be spread with the help of the Trojan horse. So, most of the attacker, known attacker, they rely only on the Trojan horse, because Trojan horse is a very strong type of malware, because it's act in the fast of a horse. It is what it's named as Trojan horse. So it can be fled over the networks very speed. The lightning speed, it will spread over the network and get attack the intended machine. So that most of the attacker use this uh, Trojan horse only, and in turn the bot. So after this, what I discussed means, so you are going to use or surf the internet with any URLs. So most of the that software downloadable, video downloadable, music, that is audio downloadable websites uh, contains this type of malware. So we are very keen and very aware uh, before aware about the site, and before visiting to the site you want to get the details. In some cases you are not supposed to click over the link whatever popped up in front of you. So if you click over that link, it may also lead to some intrusion of this attacks, any of the attacks. So if you are installing any software or installing any applications, you ensure that it can be downloaded from the proper sources. That is what in our mobile we are having one option in the Google, install the applications from the known sources. That is from the Android market or from the Play Store, you can download a particular application. That is that it means it is the authenticated application. If you are downloading from any other, that is rather than this Android market and the Play Store, it may consist of any type of malware that we are not knowing to the particular user on the installation process. That is what still it is discussed. So the thing you want to do means you want to make a strong AV, that is antivirus. So that is what the thing discussed in this video. So I'm going to close this, and third one I want to put, that is the difference between virus, worms, and botnets. So So this video explaining about the three various things: virus, worm, and bots. So still it is explained about the virus. So most probably the possibility of attacking a virus happens in the internet surfing only. If you are downloading or if you are visiting any unknown URLs, you may pray. That is what it discussed till. So this is what I told yesterday for botnet. So bot means a small pot only. Imagine a small pot. So that small pot consists of malicious thing that can be spread over through all over the networks, and it can be clubbed up. We are knowing that as a botnet. So in the old, I mean, former days, we heard so many news from the newspaper, TV, and then social space that particular government website gets hacked. In Indian also, there are so many Indian government also, there are so many things happen. Recently, CBA website got hacked. So there are so many websites, governmental websites getting hacked. So in US also, most of the higher organization websites gets hacked. In Pakistan also, there are so many things. So how it is happened means with the help of this bot only. Bot and only going to attack all those things. So to prevent this, there are 4 points stated. So the first point is you want to install correct antivirus software and update it. Not only installation, you want to update it very frequently. That is what the first thing. The second thing, you want to open up the email only from the trusted persons. Then you also download any content from the internet from the known sources only, not from the unknown sources. That is what the thing. So this is what the end of the video. So hopefully you got the point, whatever we discussed, I guess. So I'm going to conclude the session. So students having any Q&A? Students?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Then if it is not, I am straight away going for the last one, that is summarization. So far we discussed the continuation of our last class topic, that is cyber threats. So today we discussed about the common sources. What are the various common sources available for this cyber attack or cyber threats? Means the national governments, terrorists, industrial spies, organized crime groups, activists, and hackers. That is the one government going to peep over the another government. That is going to masquerade another government data, and so that they are going to understand the next movement of that particular government. That is what the national governments. Then terrorist attacks. Then the competitors attacks. So attacking or hacking one particular company's project details and quoting the tender details with a low, bidding, tender bidding of that particular company. That is what industrial spies and business competitors. Then organized crime groups means we not knowing the particular personalities, whether they are going to act as a normal persons or activities. Then next one, activities and hackers. The part-time hobby personalities is going to be called as activities, and a full-time